Hello everyone. Today I will tell you about new games. Please subscribe and put a like. Like its predecessor, Frostpunk 2 is a city-building survival video game. Set in New London in 1916, 30 years after the Great Storm of the original game, the game explores the consequences of the advent of the petroleum industry, and players assume the role of the city's new leader, the Steward, who replaces the now-deceased Captain, the player character from the first game. The city is struggling with overpopulation, food and coal shortages, among other issues. Unlike the original game, Frostpunk 2 allows players to build a much larger city. Players can now construct districts instead of individual buildings. Each district serves a particular function, such as providing food, energy, or shelter. As the city expands, the player will meet different factions which often have conflicting ideals. Players can access the idea tree to investigate new research options. The idea tree allows players to explore different ideas proposed by the game's various factions to solve a problem. In addition to the main story campaign, the game also features a sandbox mode named Utopia Builder. It allows players to choose the starting communities and factions as well as the main objective, which is to build a huge metropolis, create large colonies around the city or stockpile supplies in large quantities. The team added that the sandbox mode will have more replay value than the one found in the original game. An official mod tool named Frostkit will also be available at launch. Age of Mythology, Redhall combines elements of the original game with modern real-time strategy design and visuals. Built using Age of Empires E, Definitive Edition's version of the Bang engine, all units and animations were completely redone for the remake. Players can choose mythological gods from the Greek, Norse, Egyptian, and Atlantean pantheons, using their powers to summon powerful creatures and cast spells against their enemies. The game features a 50-mission campaign that takes players across various mythical worlds, including locations such as Troy, Midgard, and Egypt. Players can command units inspired by world mythologies, such as centaurs, trolls, mummies, and cyclops. Myth unit abilities can be activated by players at will, rather than automatically cast by the unit. A unit's charged ability can also be set to trigger automatically, similar to the original game. God powers are now generally multi-use with cooldowns, and reusing some of the most powerful god powers, like Son of Osiris, cause favor. A new Wonder Age introduces cheaper god power casting, though its relation to the current Titan Age is unclarified. Resource drop site foundations can be selected from a resources command panel, and when placed, a nearby idle villager will be automatically tasked to it. The population limit is increased, and the game now includes ray tracing. Hotkey buttons displayed on icons in the command panel, while crush armor, reload time, and attack multipliers are shown next to other unit building attributes in the information panel. The scenario editor has a text filter option to find objects faster, and all upgraded myth units have unique visuals. Homeworld 3 is a 3D real-time strategy game set in space. According to the developers, following the responses to partner surveys, the game boasts an extensive campaign mode, giving solo gameplay an important role. As with the other games in the franchise, combat gameplay is built around an effective 3D ballistic system. One of the new major gameplay features is huge megaliths and trenches, massive space structures that will add cover edge strategies for small spacecraft. The game includes a new co-op mode that will fuse Homeworld's ATS gameplay with a roguelike structure. Thronefall is a strategy video game with elements of tower defense games. The kingdom is centered around a great hall which the monarch must protect. They can defend it by spending gold to build walls, defensive towers, and other helpful buildings. The monarch can earn gold by building homes and farmland inside the kingdom, in addition to other economical structures such as mines and fisheries. Soldiers such as crossbowmen and knights can be recruited at barracks buildings and can be positioned by the monarch around the level to protect certain areas from attack. Once the monarch has finished preparing their kingdom, they can choose for night to arrive and begin their defense against the enemy waves. Aside from the defensive structures and units, the player can also protect the kingdom by attacking enemies with the monarch's weapons, which include a bow and a spear that possess their own special abilities. Completing a night by defeating all the enemies allows the player to regain all their destroyed buildings and units, and grants the monarch an amount of gold depending on the number of buildings that survived the attacks. The Universum is a planet management game where the player takes the role of the creator and guides the development of civilization. Each planet is randomly generated and can be colonized given enough time and technology. Initially, the game starts in the Stone Age where the player needs to build basic shelters and invent fire. Buildings and society evolve as civilization progresses, unlocking new buildings and technologies. Firstly, an epicenter must be built and other buildings will be developed around it. Standard housing is built automatically, but the location of special buildings like power plants and farms has to be specified by the player. Resources such as food, clothing and power must be managed in order to speed up development, survive long winters and cope with natural disasters. Eventually, you can guide your civilization past the modern era to the space era, where it is possible to colonize other planets and harvest valuable resources from these planets. Each planet on Universum is dynamic and evolves throughout the game. There is weather simulation including changing seasons and natural disasters. Meteor crashes and forest fires can wreak havoc upon civilizations, while long winters can slow development. Many planets have alien inhabitants. Some are friendly but others are not and have to be defended against. Your citizens, known as Nuggets, have the ability to make their own decisions and do things their own way. This can create dangerous problems and even lead to wars which the player can attempt to stop. As well as managing development, the player also has to keep their civilization loyal and under control. The player's influence is based on two elements which are power and wrath. Power comes from successful completion of tasks and allows the player to alter the world, e.g., change the weather. Wrath is generated when the Nuggets fail to complete tasks. This allows the player to unleash destruction on the world to scare the Nuggets into action. Immerse yourself in the heart of an ecosystem French forest. You embody the 103,683rd and determined to lead the colony to new, more prosperous horizons. With Empire of the Ants, every decision matters, every move is strategic, and every conquest reflects your ability to master a world where the small are mighty. Players will immerse themselves in the world of ants and an epic adventure, where they must ensure the prosperity of a colony through tactical and strategic battles. In a microscopic world of immense proportions, strategy, exploration, conflicts, and even alliances with the local wildlife will be necessary for players to emerge victorious from the numerous challenges that await them. Take the role of a brave ant. with a third-person view and explore unique abilities that can help you in battle and exploration. The game promises an intuitive experience for newcomers, with the presence of tutorials to learn the fundamentals of RTS to help them get used to the game. At the same time, the game will offer a scalable difficulty and adaptable experience for veteran players, who will discover new game mechanics as well as advanced strategies and combat skills. The game will feature a photorealistic forest to explore, meet and encounter other ants and forest dwellers through your adventures and interact with them. Age of History 3. Grand strategy where the destiny of civilizations rests in your hands. Will they stand united under your leadership or fall divided in conflict? Journey through the entire saga of human civilization, from its earliest days to the futuristic era, crafting your legacy age by age. Embark on an epic journey with Age of History 3, which takes you through the vast timeline of human history, from the age of civilization to the realms of the far future. Play as various civilizations ranging from dominant empires to small tribes. Advance in the technology tree to unlock better buildings and stronger units, improving your civilization. Each technological breakthrough opens up new possibilities, reflecting the evolution and growth of your civilization through history. Each day, the frontline units of both armies engage in combat with the enemy's front line, provided they are within attack range. Simultaneously, the second-line units also participate by attacking the enemy's frontline units if they fall within their range. The combat results in casualties, the retreat of troops, and the loss of morale.